Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas, and welcome to my stream. TGIM. TGIM, my pandas. Thank God it's Monday. If you love trading as much as I do, then you look forward towards a Monday more than Friday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you guys can join us. Miss everyone here. A little down today. Took a trade overnight, and it did not turn out as I wanted. Sometimes you lose these trades, but it's all good, pandas. We're going to make our bamboo back. Hope everyone's doing amazing. Good morning. Let me say good morning to a couple of my pandas here. Aaron Korn, good morning. Brandon Jones, good morning from Florida. Power Trader from LA, good morning. Kelly Ann, good morning. Brian Early, he's joining us today. You've got Chris here. Good morning from Cincy. I'm not sure if I've seen this name before, so if this is your first time here, welcome to the stream. Rain Recollect. I'm not sure if I've seen your name either, so if this is your first time, thanks for joining the stream. Let's go, baby. Well, I know you've been watching the stream. If you're saying, let's go, baby. Aaron Korn, let's get those all-time highs. Beach Bum, good morning, all. Bernadette, good morning from New York. No. TGIM, thank God it's Monday. SW Blaze, good morning from Chicago. As you guys are joining the stream, let me just go over a little bit what's happening here. I really thought we were going to actually come back down here. But, top of the trading range, got super choppy. My mistake was I was trying to fight against a 20 EMA here that was rising and paid for it right there. And so it is what it is. But, what we got here right now, I think spiking channel. And the spiking channel broke. And it's reversing the other way. It also could be this. It could be break of trend to new high. Making a double top. That's actually not a bad trade to go short here. Making a new high, but I would wait for the reversal pattern right here off the 20 EMA. But this is, a two-legged pullback here. Break of trend to new high. All right, actually, this spiking channel here. There was a spiking channel. Spiking channel, spiked, then channel, then the channel broke, coming back to test the bottom of the channel, coming back up to make a new high here, and it could test to make a new high. So it actually hasn't made a new high yet. It made a double top, and so the new high would actually have to break this point right here. When we say new high, we mean the high of the previous trend. So we still gotta try to make a new high here. Quick look at the daily. What we have on the daily here, we actually had a two-legged pullback, push up, and we're still actually on this two-legged pullback upwards. We could have another two-legged pullback this way, A, B, C, and we can come back to the bottom of this trading range or to the 20 EMA. That could be possible, pandas, but we're still in the spiking channel, and I think it's been respected. I think it's pretty much been confirmed here, this spiking channel here. We pretty much are within this channel here, still going up in a very unnatural looking channel here, but it's a spiking channel nevertheless. And what we wait for is actually we need to break of this channel before we make any moves here. So the daily is just still actually continuing its pattern upwards. As long as we're in the spiking channel, we're still going up. We do have a trap going to the upside here. It's very close to the previous highs here. Creating its own spiking channel here. I'm not sure if I like this long here just because we already broke trend and we're trying to make an attempt for a new high. And this is a good signal bar, but no follow through, right? Doesn't even tick above to trigger the trap. It's just waiting here, pandas. As you guys are rolling in, let me say good morning to a couple of my pandas here. Phil W from Toronto, Duncan Kilgore, Jim McCrae, Tom Ans. Good morning, welcome back. Scott Hubbard. Good morning from Lancaster, Ohio. Richard Harris. actually finally does make the point going down. Absolute scalp to the downside. Kind of making a double top here. After this spiking channel, right, overshoot of the channel. We have a spiking channel here, overshoots to the top side, and finally breaks to the bottom. And here, even here, we have essentially breaker trend to new low, and then this reverses, but no entries really to enter this uptrend. Maybe on a smaller time frame, but on this time frame, there was no entries to actually take this reversal. Yeah, Kellyanne, good move. Not trusting this trap, and the trap doesn't even trigger, and that's how we know that would have been a bad trap in the first place. Bears are finally showing their cards a little bit here, but we are making right that breaker trend to new high. But with this breaker trend to new low, this could be the uptrend. We have to wait for another entire breaker trend to new high. You can consider a lot of these things breaker trends, but I typically, yeah, I do kind of like to use a pivot here. I like moving average gaps if we were to able to make a moving average gap. So even though this is like its own trend here, I'm considering this whole thing one trend here, downtrend, then uptrend. Because we finally got a moving average gap here on the 2000 tick chart. And this moving average gap for me is what breaks this trend in the first place, like the first breaker trend. The minor reversal until we look for the major reversal. Could potentially grab a nice swing here if we get a good signal bar. It's not too large. It might be just worth it taking that reversal here to see if we can get a nice swing down. SW Blaze. Biden picks Powell to stay on as Fed chair. Actually, that Powell. Interesting, okay. I thought Powell was kicked out. Could be wrong. Pandas, my pandas, as you guys are rolling in, make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's going to be today. Just watching. It's getting choppy now, as you can see. Overlapping bars. Usually two-legged pullbacks, we want some space. We don't like it when it's super choppy like this. This is going to potentially make a two-legged pullback like this. Trying to get a pre-market analysis. I mean, we're stuck between the high and the low of Friday. We're quite above the close though, but it doesn't look strong in my opinion to go up, and so I think trading range day today, to be honest. It could be a big trading range, but looking at this daily, seeing how there's another two-legged pullback forming here, and this essentially can create like a breaker trend to new high type situation here. Breaker trend to new high, but we're still clearly above the 20 MA here, and so on the daily, I just don't see it being so bullish or bearish yet. It's just hard to say. Even though we can make some nice scalps here off of these reversals on the daily, hard to say. Hard to say. So Powell did get reappointed. Interesting. Okay. I really thought on Friday it was pretty clear he wasn't going to be the Fed chair, but it seems like there was an update and Powell is reappointed. That means, you know what that means? It means money machine goes brrr. Most likely continued inflation. Well, nominated by Biden. Interesting. Okay. Nominated by Biden, so I guess. All right. Guess more on that a little bit later. But pandas, my pandas. I mean, if Powell comes back, I mean that it just means, like, you know what these guys are saying, like power trade, more cocaine for the market. Yeah, I you know, no no one essentially wants to you know, see the economy fail, and so basically it's like a ticking time bomb or hot potato basically, and every Fed chair most likely is gonna just have to continue unless you have a really principled Fed chair. But nowadays, I don't think that's gonna. That'd be really hard to come by if there's a really principled Fed chair to do some, you know, quantitative tightening. But you know, because no one wants to see on their watch the economy crash, or AKA the stock market crash. And the moment, you know, if there's like tapering mentioned, um, you know, it's going to basically crash the stock market, in my opinion. And you know, good for the economy actually, but bad for the stock market, in my opinion. And it is what it is. You know, if you print more money, the obvious consequence is inflation, and I think all of us feel it everywhere. You know, and the worst part is if you're like just a fixed income kind of guy or person, you know, inflation hurts you more than anyone else. I mean, if you own a business and kind of inflation, your business grows with inflation. But if you are an income guy, set income guy, then inflation hurts everyone who has that income. Hurts even more for those who live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, those people hurt the most because they're very sensitive to price changes. But yeah, I mean, I think we could all feel inflation hitting the, you know, from Wall Street to Main Street, and yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I think it's called. I think, you know, stagflation to maybe even was it shrinkflation. If you guys don't know what shrinkflation is, I think that's a term that we should all know because it's happening all around us. I mean, think about like think about like cereal. You know, how expensive can cereal really be? I mean, for what it is, really, how expensive can cereal actually be? And I'm pretty sure the boxes of cereal are getting smaller. And you know, shrinkflation is basically the price doesn't really change, but the packaging shrinks, or the, you know, the amount of quantity in the, like, the package actually might stay the same, but the amount of actual like substance is actually lower. Call that shrinkflation. And that's trickier because people are very sensitive to price. You know, if the price changes, everyone notices, but if the packaging changes for like a, you know, 1 or 2 ounces, it's harder for people to see that. But yeah, I think you know, I mean, I understand. I actually understand, you know, because people's like retirements depend on this crazy money printing, and so people who are like about to retire, man, one market crash can just wipe out all their retirement. Just happens to be a bad time. I think Michael Burry, what is it? He like, well, I'm not sure which one it is. I wish I know. I wish I knew more about economy, but I think he's like thinking TLT is gonna rise. I forget which one it is. Whichever is the one that requires, that coincides with interest rates. He believes interest rates have to rise, um, in order to combat this inflation. And in Michael Burry's eyes, it's like inflation is 100%, and you know the Fed will be required to raise interest rates. Welcome to the stream, my pandas. My pandas. Yeah, Justin Burt says Santa rallying to the new year. Most likely, actually, we will be just rising. You know, we probably will make new all-time highs, and this daily chart will just keep going up, 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 up and away. Most likely, that's what it does seem like. You know, actually, typically happens for Christmas. Pandas, my pandas. Welcome to the stream, my pandas. As you guys are rolling in, pre-market analysis. I mean, it just seems like, you know, spiking channel here, and we are currently creating a double top, but a two-legged pullback here, A, B, C, and I wouldn't mind a trap here actually to the downside. That wouldn't be too bad of a play here, in my opinion. But we shall see. You know, break a trend. Basically testing to new highs here, trying to make a new high here, but currently just creating a double top, but the 20 EMA is blocking us, right, providing support for us. But in my opinion, this could be a double top, and with a trap here, in my opinion, that will confirm this double top, and even confirming it may not even it may not even work, but we'll see here. And we are right, you know, if the trap does trigger, it will be under the 20 EMA. So I'll probably take us a trade here. Only if we get the second entry to trigger so we can get the trap on the other side. But if we don't get that, then I'm just sitting on my pause. No setup here for us. Just watching. Got no setup, just watching the market. It's actually very slow right now, and it's not doing much. That might mean when the market does open, it might start moving, but yeah, we're gonna just have to read the price action very closely here today. Extra focus, pandas. I'm down a little bit. I took a trade last night, and it failed. I'll take this two-legged pullback. Right, thinking of something like this, break of trend, A, B, C, and it failed and actually stopped me out here, and took a small hit. It's all good, pandas. And I thought it was worth it. You know, we saw this choppiness stuff and come back down, but the choppiness actually proved to break to the upside here. Just watching here, pandas. Just sitting on my paws, being patient. Nothing to do right now. We got 7 more minutes to the market open. If you got, when you guys, as you guys are rolling in, my name is Baba Money, and welcome to my channel. On this stream, this is a Apex evaluation challenge, and I'm currently trying to get a $150,000 funded account from Apex. Yes, it does. It is what it sounds like. You get a $150,000 funded account from Apex. That means you can trade $150,000, and they gave it to you once you pass the evaluation. And currently, I'm trying to pass that evaluation on Apex, and the top left of the screen, you can see my progress so far. I'm up about 3,500. Where am I up? No, I'm actually up. Sorry, I'm up about $5,000 on the challenge, and about $4,000 more to go. Yeah, we're gonna get that bamboo, pandas. Also, I'm trading only one single instrument, the E-mini, S&P futures, the ES. It's a Super Bowl trading. We trade it here every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and welcome to the stream. On this channel, we trade pure price action. We trade one single setup. It's a price action setup that looks like this. It's a two-legged pullback, and it's two legs down and two legs up. And on the right context, it's a greater than 90% probability to make 1 point. The hard part is to find the right context, though. And we find the right context by reading price action. This two-legged pullback is kind of going further down than I would like in order to take the reversal. But if you want more details about the setup, you can check out the description below. There are playlists going over the details of the two-legged pullback. Also on screen, you can see indicators that help with price action. You have the trading range indicator that uses price action to mark trading ranges. You also have the two-legged pullback indicator, all the numbers above and below the candles. This is a indicator that automatically identifies all second entries for us. And we can see here we have a second entry approaching because we have a dark green number on the super signal. And so when the market hits this diamond, this reversal, it means it's a reversal and it's a second entry long. I drew it out for us already. Two-legged pullback, two pushes down off of the 20 EMA here. But this is after an attempt of a breakout trend to new high. And so in my opinion, we're going to try to go lower here. And I'm going to look for the trap trade to the downside. So that's what I'm waiting for. This two-legged pullback can work out, but in my opinion, this is the breakout trend. This is the test of new high, making a double top and making a two-legged pullback down. And I'm trying to take the trap trade actually to the other side. You have this could be the signal bar, but if this is a signal bar, it's a terrible signal bar at the moment. Market's only giving us a micro double top at the moment. If you want more information about the indicators, you can go to the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. And if you're interested in actually opening an Apex account to get a funded account for yourself, you can actually use the coupon in the pinned message for 50% off. And that's a great deal. You get a 50% off to try to pass the evaluation. And once you pass that, then you can get your funded account. Also, there's a link in the pinned message as well. So, pandas, hey, we're gonna get our bamboo today. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. If you're like me and you love trading, you actually look forward to your Mondays. I look forward to joining here and joining with this community and trading with you guys, and it's amazing. You know, I have the greatest community here on YouTube. No cap. I'm waiting for my trap here to trigger. Let's see if we get it. No trap yet. The second entry does not trigger here, so we don't actually get our trap trade. Actually gonna relower my historical here while we wait for the market to open. I might just wait for market open. I don't like to be in a trade while the market. I don't like to be in a trade like when the market opens, because typically there's like this volatility hit that kind of, you know, makes the market kind of move very quickly, and it can stop you out very quickly and create some stoppage for you. Or sorry, slippage, not stoppage, slippage. Just reloaded my historical. If your charts don't look like mine, By the way, if you don't know, you can look at the bottom left of your screen to see which time frame I'm looking at. So right now I'm looking at a 2000 tick frame. But pandas, if you guys want to support the stream, I do this absolutely for free. And so you using the Apex link helps me out a lot. You guys scalping that like button helps out a lot. You becoming pandas. If you want to become a panda, you can hit that join button, and also in the description there's a join button as well. Market is about to open in less than 2 minutes. We may get our push here. We may get our second entry long, for those who are interested. Strong bull bar ending near its high on that trigger bar, which could give people reason to enter long here. Bernadette asks, how do we reload the historicals? Just right, if you're a Ninja Trader, you can right click and there is an option that says reload all historical data. If you right click on the charts. Just watching here. I almost don't even want to take this trap because it's above the 20 EMA now, and we're like kind of curling upwards now. And the 20 EMA is looking like it's acting like a support rather than resistance. So this trap could be a little sketchy now. I actually would take maybe a higher low setup here, but still waiting for the market to open in about 3 seconds. Market just opened, pandas. We do a higher low setup, but it's an outside bar reversal. We're going to sit on a pause on that. The higher low does trigger here. Now we would push down in a two-legged pullback to the downside. A little hard to go short above the 20 EMA like this, in my opinion. I almost want to take this trade, even though we're above the 20 EMA, because we have the trading range indicator marked on top of the trading range. I'm going to sit on my pause though. Sit on my pause here. That does trigger. I'm sitting on my pause because a 10K actually triggers a second entry long here, and I'm just sitting on my pause on that. I actually am interested in this trap here. A little too late on that trap. Actually interested in this trap. See if I can get this trap here. It's a higher low trap to the long side. Signal bar, or the risk is not too bad. Taking this trap, in this trap right now. Let's see if we can get a nice push up here. Just for a scalp plus runner. Tickles our target. Tickles our target. This trap could fail here, and if this trap fails, this could be a reversal straight down to the bottom trading range. But the trap does look good. It looks pretty good. I'm feeling confident here. Let's go, baby! Got our scalp. Let's see if we can get a runner here. Get a nice push up here. It could be an infinite runner, pandas. We could have an infinite runner on our hands, and I'm gonna trade this. I'm gonna try to squeeze as much as I can out of this runner. Let's go, baby. Let's see how much I can get out of this runner. I want to get more than that. I want to get way more than that. That's for sure. Even if this reverses and stops me out, this is it's not a good place to stop your runner out here, in my opinion. Your runners, you need to make as much money as you can on your runners, and you have to be okay with losing it. I mean, you're only break even +1, and so it's completely okay if it touches it, because you still make money actually off of this. Unless you have really good reason why you just think the runner's going to stop out, then you can, just get out. But in my opinion, the runners need to make at least as much as your typical scalp. So my typical scalp, I usually make 150. So I have to make at least 150 here to make this runner worth it. Actually, I could have made 150 already, but it's just like, it's a very little risk for high reward. And so as in the risk is actually 0%, right? There's no risk here. I don't lose any of my original capital. I actually gain a little bit in my capital here. Thinking we can get a really strong push up from this trap here. It looks like some spots stop me out. Let's go, baby. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, pandas. We still got our scalp, and our runner got stopped out, but it's all good. I mean, I wouldn't manage that any other way. That's the way to manage it. You know, you have to wait for at least 2 swings, like 2 legs up, for a swing trade, and that's just, it didn't happen for us. And that's the nice thing about runners, is that you know, you don't have any risk really. It's like free money. But this trap failed to like really continue. I mean, we're still above the 20 MA. I mean, this trading range indicator, if today's a trading range, then it can come way back to the bottom of the trading range indicator, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. Really wouldn't be surprised at all. But we're still above the 20 MA, so I'm just sitting on my pause here. Nothing glaring to me, like on what kind of day it's going to be. I'm not sure yet. This could be, right, breaker trend to new high here. Just watching, strong push up. You know, unfortunately, it stops us out, you know, and there's not much you can do about that on that runner. And it's now continuing upwards, but it is what it is. Pandas, like, that's the price you pay, right? You pay in probability, right? You protect your profits, or you protect your initial capital, and the price is that your probability goes a lot less for you to capture this swing. A lot less. But you protect your capital. And so that's the price you pay. You always pay a price. Another push up here, pandas. No reason to go short here. There's no reason to go short here, pandas. Currently spiking channel type behavior. But again, we do have a breaker trend to new high. We keep getting breaker trends to new high here. Continues to happen again and again. So that might actually mean uptrend. We keep getting breaker trends to new highs. It's just higher lows and higher highs. Trying to find my trend line here. This trap, too far away from 20 MA, even though it is a trap, and going with trend. And some people might think that's worth it. But for me, I'm sticking to the key areas here, which is the 20 MA or the trend line currently. And if you enter that trade, you actually are sweating right now because it makes a perfect scalp. So you could be trapped in that trade and it's reversing on you. Just sitting on my pause here. I don't have much. I don't know really what's happening. So I'm just sitting on my pause. Like, I know what's happening, but I don't have a setup to even go long here. So, or that's not the best setup. It is a trap, but it's not the best setup. It's not close to key area here. You still have hope to scalp out for those who took that trap long. Nope. You had a chance to come up break even, and it looks like you're about to get stopped out on this bar. goes down one more tick, but who knows? You still have a chance. Your stop loss should be here. Very small risk though. Okay, you just got stopped out if you were in this trap, but this risk was very small. Just watching here, pandas. Could be a two-tier channel happening right now, and we're in the bottom of the two-tier channel, right? Top of the channel, or the top of the tier, right? We have this middle line here on my channel. You can see it's dotted. It might be very faint on your screen, but this middle line is at 50% of the channel, and so we have potentially a two-tier channel here, and we're in the bottom part of this two-tier channel. But in my opinion, I mean, it looks like an uptrend. And yeah, it's going to be an uptrend until proven not. So I'm just going to trade this like an uptrend. And it looks decently strong, actually. Right, clearly above the 20 EMA. The one problem is that this trap should not fail going to the bull side, right? If this is an actually strong bull trend, this trap failing to make a point is a little sus. Right? It shouldn't, right? Every setup to go long should not trap. It should not trap you out. And so here, bulls did not make money, which is scary as a bull. So you gotta consider that, right? The devil's in the details, right? This trap here should have made a point, but it did not make a point. So bulls are probably scratching their heads like, you know, I thought we were always in long. How come this setup failed? We're getting a two-legged pullback here after a failed trap to the long side. A, B, potentially two-legged pullback. Ooh. No two-legged pullback yet, though. No entries for us, pandas, as you can see. Still no entries. Just watching this market go up. No entries here. You know, that's very interesting that this trap fails here. This trap failing makes me wonder. Yeah, I'll take the second entry long if it happens. Higher low second entry long off of the trend line. If the signal bar, as long as the signal bar is not terrible, I'll consider it. It's not the best. It's not the best, but it is a second entry long here. I may take this because I think we are in an uptrend right now. It's just this failure, this trap failing makes me a little hesitant to enter this long. But we have the trend line. We have our trend line. You gotta always draw your trend lines. We have a two-tier channel working. We're at the bottom of the two-tier channel. Creating an inside bar. Very small bar here. We're clearly above the 20 EMA, which makes me want to go long rather than take the trap. Right? Even if I were to take the trap, if this trap's here, it's still above the 20 EMA, so this makes it hard to take that trap even. But I do have a trend line here that I'm working with at the moment, and we're right on it. Terrible signal bar. It's an inside bar. Inside bar breaks down actually. It's not reversing. I wish this signal bar is not good though. Terrible signal bar. I do want to go long here. I am looking for a long trade. I am looking for a long trade here. Coming back to the 20 EMA. Now we're breaking this channel. Strong bear bar ending near its low. Now I can look for a trap. Now this is a place where I look for a trap, in my opinion. But even so, we do have break a trend, and we still need a new high after this, because now this has turned to an uptrend, and in my opinion this uptrend is not over. could get a strong push up here. Decent signal bar. I'm going to take this long, pandas. We do have a break of trend though. Thinking this uptrend is not done. This is the first break of my trend here. And if this reverses on me, then it is what it is. I may even reverse my trade here if it does reverse on me. But I'm not sure. It's looking like it's reversing on me. I may reverse my trade, thinking we could break a trend to new high here, but with this failure of the H5, yeah, I think I'll reverse my trade here if it does stop me out. See if I can get a nice reversal here. But to me, this is like a first break of trend. It may look for the new high here. Off the 20 EMA, good signal bar. Worth taking in my opinion. On the uptrend. Let's go, baby! Easy peasy, easy money. Easy peasy, easy money. If it actually reversed here, I might have reversed my trade, but that never happened, so it is what it is, pandas. We got a runner here though, pandas. Let's go, baby. Not only that, we got the 10K trap. Well, it's not really a trap, but it's a failed reversal here. And it's going up here. Got a nice little setup here. Nice position here, in my opinion. The 5 minutes about to trap out as well. The 5 minutes about to trap to the long side. And we can make new all-time highs here. This is a new all-time high area. And we could be on an infinite long here. Infinite runner. Let's go, baby. Well, we do have break a trend to new high. This is like basically the reversal setup now. And so, in my opinion, if we do go here, I mean, if we get stopped out here and have a reversal pattern, I'd be interested in going short in this area. Big push down. Most likely can stop me out now. Well, we do have break a trend here to new high, in my opinion. I wish it didn't stop me out. I wish we can stay in this runner just so we can have it. I mean, I like to stay in the runner, and I wish because it make more money, obviously. But also for the stream, right? So we can manage this runner together. I would very much enjoy that if we can get it. Runners are always fun because it's like stress-free. You're just watching it go up, up, up in a way. But let's see if we get it. I have a feeling we're not going to get it. Just because we came all the way back down already. And we're very close. We missed it by 2 ticks. So, yeah. In my opinion, like, you know, it looks like it's not that strong of a break. Like, if this was like 6 points up, then maybe I'm like, okay, we have a really good runner. But right now, who knows? It doesn't look like it's very, like, doesn't look like it has strong conviction. Let's just say that, pandas. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. I mean, we just stick with it. I mean, I know it's scary and got close to stopping me out, but you know, in my opinion, it's not scary at all because if it stops me out, it stops me out. If it goes up, it goes up. You know, in my opinion, it's like basically out of my control. I need it to make at least 2 legs up here, in my opinion. I need to make at least 2 legs up so I can at least have a pivot to work off of to move my stop loss. I don't have a pivot to work off yet. I have this little teeny pivot here. It gives me maybe 1 more tick more, but in my opinion, I just keep it here just to increase my probability. I'd rather increase my probability here at this point. But the market is being stingy. I don't think it's going to give me a good runner here. It looks choppy now, and it looks like it might start to go into a trading range here. But who knows, pandas? Let's see what the market gives us. This is another 2-legged pullback, pandas. Let's go, baby. I mean, you can go long here, actually. That's not a bad setup to go long. We're still clearly above the 20 EMA. Good signal bar to go long as well. Maybe I'll try to scalp this. Have another runner. I'll sit on my pause. Since I'm already in a runner, I don't have as much incentive to enter another long. But that long here is maybe not that bad of a trade, right? Higher low setup. Trap to the upside, right? Pikachu trade. You can see it's a Pikachu with the magenta box with the number. But now we do have a two-legged pullback forming here. And but in my opinion, clearly above the 20 MA. And we're just gonna hold this. We just made new all-time highs. With new all-time highs, pandas, really there could be no limit here. We can go up forever. We can have a strong bull trend day today. This could be an infinite runner, pandas. This could be an infinite runner. It's starting to look like that. It might be one of those days I'll just keep it for an entire day and see how much money you can make on one runner. Like, I'm not gonna have any limit. I'm not gonna have any target. I'm just gonna let this ride as high as it can, and I'm gonna manage the runner by raising my stop loss. This could be one of those infinite runs. That's not a bad setup to go long right there, pandas. Again, if you're in this long, you also are in a runner. You would have a runner off here. So for those who took that Pikachu trade, congrats, because you were able to scalp on. Now you have your runner, but the runner's a little higher than ours. I feel pretty nice about this runner. It feels pretty good. It feels like one of those days that might really go up forever. And I mean, when I look at the 5-minute candles, this does not look weak. This looks very strong on the 5-minute now. You know, strong conviction now with this trap to go long. Strong bull bars ending near their high off the open. Strong bull bar on the 10K chart ending on its high. We could have a super runner here, Panda. We already made $500 on this one runner. Already made up my money that I lost in the morning session here. But pandas, it's only the beginning. We are not stopping here, pandas. We are not stopping here. I have no reason to think this is going to reverse. I have absolutely no reason. I have no fear here at the moment. You know, even if it comes all the way back down here, I'm not going to have any fear here. I have the 20 EMA protecting us. Right? We have the 20 EMA protecting us. Right? Basically, the only thing that would actually scare me is if we have a reversal pattern. Right? If we have a two-legged pullback here and it creates a trap to the downside. That might be the only thing that makes me worry. And that has a trigger beneath the 20 EMA at this point. Also, though, pandas know that no matter what, but there's about a 99% chance probability we're going to come back to the 20 EMA on the 5-minute. And so the 20 EMA is really far away from the 5-minute right now. But in my opinion, I think we're going to have maybe a couple legs up here. We do have an infinite runner at the moment going here. And it feels nice. Already made 10 points here on the runner. But for a lot of us, we're gonna feel like we need to get out of this runner because we want to protect our profits, and people are saying maybe I'm greedy because I'm not moving my stop loss right now. I haven't moved it yet, and I'm not gonna move it because I don't see any signs of a reversal here. But people are gonna say, let's say it comes all the way back down and stops me out. People are gonna say I'm greedy. I am so greedy that I should have just taken my profits here. Actually, if you take your profits out here, you are greedy. In my opinion, that is being greedy if you took your profits here. Because you are trying to take as much money as you can that you think you're going to make. For me, I'm not trying to be greedy, nor am I trying to be fearful. I'm trying to stick to the plan. And what that means is that when the price action tells me we're going to reverse, then I will stop. I will take my profits. But for me, I'm not being greedy here. I'm just trying to be stick as close to my plan as possible. And right now, I have no reason to think that we're going to reverse. Strong bull bars ending near their high. Right, small little bull flag here now forming. Plenty of space. Could really be one of those days I just hold onto my runner all day. And this just goes up. It can go up 50, 60 points today. So pandas, as this runner just goes up, I'm not gonna even look. I'm not gonna move my runner at all, even though we have my strong push down. But I'm not gonna move my runner just because I really think we can have a strong bull trend day today. And unless we have clear signs of reversal, I'm not looking right to basically. So basically what you're looking for is, when is a place you go short? Would you go short right now? Would you go short off this? And so at that point, when you think you should go short is, when you should probably stop your runner out. When you think you have a good setup to go short. It's actually amazing because if you're here and you had a runner, you're still in your runner as well, right? Huge gap right now between the low here and this breakout. Right now, there's actually a gap between here and this breakout, right? This bar doesn't touch the top of this bar. Doesn't even come close, right? It should have stopped me out, but it doesn't. That's a really strong sign that we could be in a strong bull trend day today. The fact that these gaps are forming on our charts here. I may be content with a 20-point runner. 20 points from here is 47.18. So 47.38. 47.38. 25. I may be content with a 20-point runner, but I feel like I can get more than that. I feel like I can get like 50 points out of this runner. Just seeing at the strength of it right now, it's just, this looks like unstoppable. It looks unstoppable. I'm gonna go over a couple of my chats here, and the reason why is because I have nothing to do. I'm just watching my runner and see how much money I can make. I think I'll be pretty content with 20 points here. Yeah, I think I'll be pretty content with 20 points. Let's see if the 20 points are good. So at least I can capture the profits on stream here. But even 20 points, I could be, putting a lot left on the table, to be honest. Strong bull bars ending near their high. Whew. This is crazy. It's nice I can capture this on stream, though. Let me see if there's any questions here that I missed. Ren asks, how often should you reload? I just reload it basically beginning of every session, every day, once a day. Once like your chart starts going, then I think it's fine. But it's like when you kind of close your charts and there's like price action that happens when your charts are closed and you reopen it, it kind of like there might be some rendering. It could be rendering differently. So again, no reason to go short. I mean, you got a trap trade going long still. We do have a spike in channel here though, pandas. Basically you may want to wait for a exhaustion bar or something like that in order to come out. But right now, I don't have any reason to think we're going short here. We do have a small wedge. This could be a wedge reversal. But even if it's a wedge reversal, I want to see a trap to the short side, right? I want to see a trap down here. Even though this comes all the way back down here, I want to see a trap to push me down. If there's no trap, then I'm not worried at all. Simply not worried here. Let's get that bamboo. Phil W says, I think the ES is very efficient at coming back to clear stops to when continued the move, especially on breakouts like we just had. Just my viewpoint. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the market purposely comes down on these stops, right? So for instance, I was in this trade here. This is my first scalp. And when I win this trade, you can see the market comes back down just to stop out and then reverses off that stop loss. Basically break even +1. And so the reason why that happens is because traders are waiting here because they see this move up. They're like, oh, this is going to break out. I want to come in. I missed my chance. But if it does come back, I want to enter in if it comes back to basically the point where I should have entered. And this is why you get this kind of price action, right? When you come back and enter here, you get an entry here, and that's what traders are waiting for. Even though we do make a point here, pandas, right? This is not a reason for me to be scared, in my opinion. Again, the setup that scares me is if I get something like this, and if it comes and makes a reversal pattern up top here, I may stop out at the reversal pattern. But even then, I may not. In my opinion, you know, even if we have a minor reversal, we typically make a new high. And so we get a little hint, right? Saying, okay, the market's getting weakened. We have a minor reversal. Okay, now we look for the new high. And now if we start to basically find the reversal pattern there, like, to me, I think we still need a new high. Right? Even if we break below this low here, we still need a new high. Sitting on my pause though. No reversals yet on the 10K chart. No reversals yet on the 5-minute chart. Sitting on my pause curly above the 20 MA. Another strong push up here. Yeah, no reason to be scared to go short, in my opinion. And I might be even putting a lot on the table by taking 20 points here. I probably can get 30, 40 points today off this one runner because there's no sign that this is slowing down right now. I am happy with my 20 points though, and I'll just take my 20 points here. See if we get a nice exhaustion bar. Exhaustion bar would be nice if we can get it. I'm going to let it actually trigger to 20 points. Nah, I'll take my 20 points. Pretty strong reversal right there. People are trying to start taking their profits after this wedge breakout. You see this wedge here, breakout, and people are probably trying to take their profits here. But took out a little too soon in my opinion. Should I keep raising my limit order? Should I be happy with my 20 points is the question, or should I keep on trying to get milk more out of this? Is the question of the hour. It looks so strong, pandas. Like, I don't see any reason that this would stop here. I could be coming out, putting a lot on the table by coming out here at 20 points. I could be leaving maybe another 20 points. I'll take my 20 points and enter more setups to go long. Let's just say that. I'll be happy with my 20 points, and with 20 points, I'm okay with that. And I will come out with, I will try to enter more long trades. But 20 points, let's get that $1,000 on the stream, and I'll be happy with that. But no signs of slowing down, pandas. Absolutely incredible here. Tickled my target, 20 points here. I feel like I can raise it, pandas. But I think people are taking 20-point profits. That's why you see that tap right there perfectly where I have my my limit order. Perfectly hit it. Still waiting to be filled here. Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby. I honestly think I could have got more out of that, but I'm just taking it out, and I'm going to just re-enter after a big pullback. I want a strong pullback, and I'm going to re-enter long once we get it. But like I said, I could actually make more. I can already see I can make more here. The 5 minutes starting to show strong bull bar again, maybe exhaustion bar. The 10K, no signs of reversal here. Let's go, baby. Where am I right now? About 6,000 back up. I'm back up kind of where I was before I started to lose a little money on Friday. Easy peasy, easy money. 20 points on one contract. That's $1,000. And that was risk-free, Pandas. That was risk-free. You know, a lot of us probably wanted to stop out when we saw this big bear bar. But when I saw it, so there's no reason to even do that. Right? It's no reason. And just as I managed this runner, I got stopped out. I managed it the same way, and this is what happens. You just got to manage it the same way every single time. Showing some weakness at that 20-point mark, but I want to see a nice pullback before I re-enter. Right, there's no reason for me to re-enter here because I just got out. So I mean, might as well just held it if I was planning to enter in the next bar. But if I see a breakup trend looking to go for a new high, I may be interested. The 5 minute clearly far away from the 20 EMA. Probably wants to come back to that 20 EMA sometime today. 99% chance it comes back to that 20 EMA. Right at that 20 points. I'm glad I came out. I'm glad I came out right there. 20 points. If anything, if I wanted to, I can buy one contract right here. And basically, right, you'll have this as profit. Put your stop loss where it was originally, if you're really willing to risk this. And you can have another runner here. But I'm just sitting on my pause. I want a nice little pullback before entering long again. Right at that 20 points, I could tell institutions were trying to get money. They took their profits out at that 20-point mark. Exactly where I had my profit, take my profits here. Where the institutions probably took it. 20 points. Even with this break here, Pandas, we're looking for a new high. So we could actually pull back pretty strong, maybe back to the previous all-time high. We could do that. It could be a strong pullback. But most likely turn to trading range before straight up reversal. It's very unlikely we have just a strong reversal, right? As we're making new all-time highs. Very unlikely. More likely what's happening is if we do get something like this, most likely trading range for a long time and then break back to make new all-time highs. That's probably most likely what's going to happen. More than a straight up reversal here. But we could have a decent pullback here, Pandas. But honestly, who knows? We're still above the 20 EMA. The 20 EMA is acting as support here. Very obvious. And it could make a new high. It is what it is. Just watching here, we could have a two-legged pullback. Might be a Pikachu. Two-legged pullback to go long. I would not go short here at all, Pandas. Even if it's a trap trade to the downside, I would not go short. This could be the pullback that bulls were waiting for. They could just enter long here back at the 20 EMA, but it's just not enough reason for me to enter long here. If we have a two-leg pullback, maybe, but I would rather take a failed trap because again, I just took my profits here, and it's just not worth, right? Just trying to come back in here, it's not much difference. It's not much difference for me. Ryan Shatner with his 19 points. Let's go, baby. Very unlikely bears would be able to just take over the market and just spike this down. Just very unlikely, in my opinion. Right now, the bears are trying to fight to take over. You can see it, right, with this momentum losing its momentum, but still clearly above the 20 MA here. So even if this second entry short triggers, not interested in this second entry short. No way I'm interested in that. Even if it makes 100 points, I'm not interested in that. Because the setup is not good. This is a potential Pikachu trade to the long side. It is a two-legged pullback here, Pandas. A, B, C. And if you're interested, you can take that two-legged pullback. It might be one of those days like every single two-legged pullback works out for the Bulls' favor. It's about to trigger an outside bar reversal, which I don't like. So I'm sitting on my pause. But this is a two-legged pullback here above the 20 MA on a strong uptrend. And it could be one of those days you just buy every single two-legged pullback as long as it goes long. And once it fails, then it fails, and you just stop. But above the 20 MA, two-legged pullback, higher or low, second entry long. It does trigger an outside bar reversal, which I do not like. I do not like that. Pandas, my pandas. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, make sure you guys scalp that like button. We do have this Pikachu triggering with the outside bar reversal. I don't like it though. I don't like how it looks like, but I like the context. I like that this is probably gonna make a point of honestly probably make a point actually to go long. Probably will make a point long because of how strong this uptrend is right now. And that's just a pullback that people are waiting for. But for me, my exit was right here. I'm not going to try to re-enter 1 point below it. It's just not worth it. I want a deeper pullback than that. I want a pretty deep pullback before I enter long, thinking about going long. Let me go over some of my chats here. Actually, a pretty strong bull bar ending near its high. It's just a two-legged pullback off the 20 MA, and it looks nice, actually. I don't know. Let's not be lazy. Let me draw this trend line here. It's a spiking channel turning to more spiking channels here. Get rid of this guy. Spiking channel to another spiking channel. Currently 9 pushes up before a previous pivot breaks up. Before a pivot breaks a previous pivot. Sitting on my pause. I don't mind missing this. I really don't mind missing it. We have the wedge reversals, with a breakout here. Could be wedge, but that wedge is very small, in my opinion, for how strong this bull breakout is, right? That you need a stronger wedge than that. Thanks, guys. You guys are congratulating me. Do appreciate it. This is why this is the best comedy on YouTube, pandas. Cheering me on as I make $1,000 on one contract. So I do appreciate it. That's what's the best community on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Good Phil says, okay, folks, grandkids are out of school this week. We've got things to do. Catch y'all another day. Trade well. Hope you don't have FOMO. Jack Beyond says, I traded 3 times all green, ending the day with 10.25 points of 25 contracts. Can't complain. Ooh, two-legged pullback, but not interested. Not interested in this two-legged pullback. This is a trap trade above the 20 MA, top of the trading range. Could come back to the bottom trading. Could create a trading range here, pandas. But I'm not interested in going short here. I would actually be interested in going long here if this Pikachu fails. This trap here actually is more tempting than this long here. But I'm sitting on my pause because it's basically the exact same spot I got out, so I'm not going to just try to come back in. Gaza asks, what indicators do you use? For those who are just rolling in, I'm Bob My Money, and welcome to my stream. Welcome to my Apex challenge, as I am trying to pass the Apex evaluation in front of thousands of viewers. The reason why I'm doing this evaluation is because if I pass it, I get a $150,000 account to trade with, funded by Apex. That means I take zero risk trading that account, and I only get to keep the profits. And that's a nice thing to have. Pandas, my pandas. And we're going to pass that evaluation. You can see in the top left of the screen my current progress for those who are just joining. And for those who also are interested in opening an Apex account, trying to get a funded account as I am, then you guys can click that saved, the pinned message. There is a coupon, save50 for 50% off. And so that's a gift for you guys. And there's a link also in that pinned message. So that's 50% off for you guys, and that's a nice value for what you get. Potential $150,000 account. I like this trap more than that, but it's just right next to where I basically came out of my other trade. I don't want to enter here again. I want a deeper pullback. I want a better value here. The only reason why I got out here is because I thought I can get better value somewhere down here, and we're not getting it. We're just staying up here, so we might get a double top. Hopefully, people are still taking out at their 20 points, but I don't know. It still looks strong, pandas. Like, we still haven't broke below the 20 MA, and that's strong bull, right? That's just strong bullish behavior, in my opinion. Also, on the stream, we trade pure price action, and so we trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. Keep things simple as possible. Two-legged pullback. Now we're breaking out, and this is why I said I'm pretty sure I came out too early, and I'm pretty sure I can probably make another 10 to 20 points. I'm probably going to leave 10 to 20 points on the table. It's all good, pandas. I'm happy with my 20 points. It is what it is. Who knows? I might not make another 10 to 20 points, and that's why I'd be happy with my 20-point profit. So I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering if there's a better way to manage these runners. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind missing profits because there's always new opportunities every single day. But it's just like, is there a better way to manage runners? Right? Is there a better way? As you can see on the higher time frames, 10K does trigger, but the 5-minute has not yet triggered a reversal. Maybe I could have just kept it at the 5-minute. Who knows? But on the stream, we trade only the two-leg pullback. For more details on two-leg pullback, you can check out the description below their playlist. And so on the screen, we have a two-legged pullback indicator that automatically identifies all second entries for us. And this is why I have it on screen, because I trade only one single setup. And if I have an indicator that tells me exactly when that setup occurs, then I love to have it on my screen. And so this is what the two-legged pullback indicator is. It tells you identifies every single second entry on screen. But the thing is, you have to use context. You have to use price action to know when it's a good second entry. Right, not all second entries, not all two-legged pullbacks are created equal. For more information about the indicator, you can go to the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. Just watching this go on a tear right now, and right now those setups are very, very choppy in my opinion. Right, this is choppy. This is very choppy right now. Very choppy, and I'm gonna stay away from this chop, even though we're in a strong uptrend. Stay away from that chop. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit at the moment. Actually, that's why I don't like using this tool, because it uses another trap to the long side here. Just pandas, look at this. 11 pushes up before a pivot breaks a previous pivot. And so let's just say, like, you know, you were managing your runner based on pivots. You would still be in this runner because, right, your pivot would be here. Right, this is a pivot. And your next pivot is right here. And you can see it doesn't break it. And we keep coming up. Your next pivot's right here, right? One tick below this pivot. Still would be in this trade. Right now, your next pivot's right here. Your stop loss. Next pivot's right here. Next pivot's right here. And next pivot is right here. And you're still in this trade. But you might break the pivot now. Who knows? But that's your next pivot. And we have 11 pushes up before breaking previous pivot low. And it looks like it's about to break the pivot now. Alright, so now you're out. Now you'd be out of that trade. Basically around 20 points. If you kept moving your stop loss on every pivot on the 2K chart. The 5-minute creating a nasty signal bar to go short on the L4 setup. Beautiful signal bar if you want to go short here, but clearly strong uptrend. Clearly strong uptrend. So very hard to go short right here, but that's a nice signal bar right on the L4 setup. Not going to take it, but that is there. So now we finally broke a previous pivot low, resetting the count. Now we have a 1 here. 11 pushes up. Absolutely incredible, pandas. We do have a nice setup. Not yet, though. I'm just like, I feel like we're starting to convert into a trading range, pandas. We do trigger that 5-minute L4 setup, right, with a nice signal bar. We do trigger it. But we're still above the 20 EMA on the 2K chart, and I'm just respecting this 20 EMA, pandas. I'm just respecting it. As long as we're above the 20 EMA, I'm just going to respect it. Yeah, that trap here does make the point. I kind of like that trap, but another two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA, pandas. A, B, C, another two-legged pullback, but this trap fails, right? This trap fails here, actually, making us wonder, you know, are we losing our bullish momentum here? Right, this trap fails to make a point. Again, you're wondering, when a trap fails to make a point, something's going on. That wasn't the details. And when a trap fails to make a point, your ears have to perk up, saying, why are traps failing to the long side when we are in a strong uptrend? You actually have this trap semi-failing, right? Because it actually reverses, but it doesn't fully fail because, you know, we don't want to stop out here. But still, right? That should make a point easy. You have to ask yourselves, if traps are failing to make points now, are the bears starting to become stronger? Strong, nice signal bar to go long, two-legged pullback, strong uptrend. A, B, C, nice signal bar. Oh boy, I kind of want to go long there, but because we failed, right, to make a point on that trap, it's making me hesitant to go long here. But good chance for this to make a point, in my opinion. This is a Pikachu trade to the long side. But just because this failed here, I'm going to sit on my pause to go long here. Because I saw something that made my ears perk up. And so I'm not going to trade against my, you know, what I see from the price action. We have the price action telling us here that a trap fails to make a point. And now we are in a long here, potentially, and I'm skipping this long. I'm not going to go short, though, pandas. I'm not going to go short because we're still in a strong uptrend, clearly above the 20 EMA, but that long might not work. We might have to wait till we come back to our trend line here. We might have to wait till we come back to this trend line before we enter long here. Or the bottom of the channel. T2 asks, can you explain the scale in, how people do it, please? Is that what you're asking? I'm guessing T2 is wondering how to scale in. Yeah, I guess I can go over a short tutorial on how to scale in as we wait for a setup here. Right, getting very choppy. We can see the chop here, but not only that, pandas, notice a trading range indicator telling us we are choppy right now and we are in this trading range. Even though we're in a strong bull trend, the immediate price action is choppy. It is choppy. So for those who went long here, you guys are feeling better about yourselves, even after bad follow through. Right? You're getting at least be able to come up break even or hold on to your trade to make your point. Pandas, my pandas. Ooh, this two-lane pullback might trap here. It might come back to the bottom trading range. I'm sitting on my pause. We're still clearly uptrend, but pandas, we are clearly not in a breakout mode. We are choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row. All of this has been overlapping here as well, even though it's going up, still overlapping. Still clearly above the 20 MA. Very confusing. Sitting on my pause here, pandas. Unsure what's going to happen. Typically, new all-time highs, you do not want to fade it. But let's say you think that this is a strong uptrend, and yeah. The hardest thing about scaling it is having to already pre-plan going into a scaling trade, right? Like if your typical contract sizes is about 5 contracts or 4 contracts, you cannot scale in if you traded 4 contracts. And then if you go in 4 contracts again, right, you're going more than you typically would. So this actually traps your pandas. It's scary for those who are long now. They're probably get stopped out. And yeah, that's why I didn't enter that long trade, pandas. Even though the good signal bar off the 20 May, we saw this small clue here, right, with that trap failing. Now I'd rather actually wait for a coming off my key area here, and maybe, to be honest, wait even to the bottom of the trading range, because we could be converting to the trading range now. Pandas, like, I'm not even mad about coming out at 20 points, because we barely went higher than 20 points right now. And right now, this is when I would start to feel like maybe we're reversing here, especially if we do get a trap here or break this trend line. I probably think we might be starting to reverse. But sitting on my pause here, not sure what we're going to do here. Kellyanne says that she is in a short trade trying to get to the bottom of the trading range, and small risk. Sure, small risk, big reward, but it's low probability. Low probability, in my opinion. And the thing is, with low probability trades, right, you have to get the swing. You have to get the swing. You have to get it. In fact, you need a 2x, in my opinion. You need to get here. If you're going to take that trade to go short, that risk reward needs to match the probability, and that probability is very low. And since it's low, you have to get a big risk reward, right? I'm sorry, you have to get a good risk reward trade-off. But that is my opinion. This is not trading advice. Do not copy my trades, pandas. But even though, pandas, if our stop loss, our entry was way here, right? This is kind of still like free money, right? We will still be in this trade, and I actually still wouldn't be scared. But yeah, I'm happy with my 20 points. Completely fine with that. Could have got 21 points, but I'm okay with that. We are back here at our trend line, making a micro double bottom. Yeah, so if you scale in, the thing is, you have to already know you're going to scale in the trade, saying that if I'm in a trading range, I'm going to scale in this trading range, so I'm going to cut my contract sizes in half, so I trade only 2 contracts, and if it goes up about, 6-7 points, I have room to scale in and potentially come out break even or make profit. But you have to know, if you're going to scale in, you have to know before you enter the trade, and reduce your contract size at least by half. At least by half, in my opinion. Because at the end, if you scale in, you should never lose more than you would in a typical trade. And for me, a typical trade loss would be max $800 with 4 contracts. If I were to trade 5 contracts, my minimum or my max trade loss would be $1,000. And so if I'm trying to scale in, it just goes against me super hard. Like, let's just say it breaks out instead of trying to come back into our trading range. Then I would come and I would come out at 8 points. This is a nice 2-legged pullback here, pandas. This 2-legged pullback is better than this 2-legged pullback, and now we're off our key area here. I'm gonna have to take this trade, pandas. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take this trade here. I'm gonna try to go in long here, and it makes a perfect scalp. Potentially could still get in this trade. I'm going to try getting this trade here, pandas. 20 EMA off our key area. I'm going to try to go long here. It makes a perfect scalp here. If it makes an absolute scalp, I'm not interested any longer. Sorry, I was talking too much trying to explain the scaling. I missed this 2-legged pullback off of the 20 EMA, off of our trend line here. Makes an absolute scalp, so I missed that trade. See, pandas, this is why my quality of trading lessens as I stream, because as I'm trying to explain something, I miss this trade, I miss the setup. But that is a 2-legged pullback off of the 20 EMA, off of our trend line that we drew way back here. And it was a nice trend line, nice trade, nice key area trade there. With trend, right? 2-legged pullback, good signal bar. Very beautiful trade. Kellyanne says she skunked it. Let's go, baby. I think it's a good skunk in my opinion. Pandas, my pandas. 2-legged pullback off of the 20 EMA, off of our trend line. Beautiful trade right there. We do have a potential trap. Trap does trigger on the 10K chart. This trap could be strong. Trap could be strong on the 10K chart. It could actually be pretty strong here. Sorry, let me, to refresh it. Clearly the 20 EMA is acting as support still, pandas, and as long as the 20 EMA is acting as support, I'm not trying to go short. I'm not trying to go short. I need a clear break of the 20 EMA to show the bears need to prove to me that they are in the vicinity. We need a strong break of the 20 EMA at least to make a moving average gap before I would even consider going short. Otherwise, I'm going to assume the 20 EMA will always act as support until it doesn't. And that's what that moving average gap does. It gives us evidence that the 20 EMA is no longer acting as support, and we need some evidence if we're going to go short. You know, in my opinion, I can't just go short. I need some evidence. Very good setup here that I missed, unfortunately. It's all good though, pandas. Falcon One says, I thought you made 1K yet, but earlier on the stream, actually, I was down $500. I was down 500 because I made a dumb trade last night. I explained it. I took a trade. I took this trade here, trying to go short, but traps me out and I lose that. That was on the overnight session, but all good, pandas. Keeping a close eye on the 10K chart. We're basically going to spike and channel on the 10K. It's a little spiking channel now. Little teeny baby channel. How's my 5-minute look like? 5-minute, you know, looks like it's just consolidating here. Right, trading range converting to a trading range. But the trading range is choppy, but it's going upwards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 overlapping bars. Absolutely crazy. Pandas, just waiting for a setup. Thinking. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Helps out the channel a lot if you do. Carol's World of Fun asks, what time frame are you using? If you look in the bottom left of the screen, you can see exactly what time frame I'm using. I'm actually using a tick frame here, 2000 tick chart. And so if I change to a different chart here, 10,000 tick, let's say, you can see that the bottom left changes. The 5-minute, you can see overlapping bars, 4 overlapping bars on the 5-minute chart. Just going into the trading range. Now we can possibly get back to the bottom of this trading range now. Right, after this fail to keep pushing up, continue the trend, and we're reversing here, we could actually come back to the bottom here, but again, pandas, I'm not interested in any shorts until we break below the 20 EMA clearly. Otherwise, I'm assuming the 20 EMA will be acting as support for us. Still on a strong uptrend, but man, we are moving sideways, and the immediate price action is telling us this has definitely slowed down here, and we are just sitting on our pause, waiting for the market to tell us what to do. Pandas, I forgot to end this poll, but most of you guys think it's a bull trend day today. How amazing you guys were able to predict that way past after it actually is a bull trend. Forgot to end that poll. Sitting on my pause, pandas, really nothing to do here. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Hey, pandas, this is Thanksgiving week, though. I hope you guys have amazing plans for Thanksgiving. But the thing about Thanksgiving is that this is actually going to be a shorter week for us, so we can't spend as much time together. And it will be a half day on Friday, and so I actually will not be trading on Friday, so we'll be ending on Wednesday for this week. And yeah, unfortunately, but you know, next week we'll get right back to it. So just know that this week, I believe Friday is a half day of trading, and markets are closed Thursday. Bub Stocks asks, can you explain what a level 4 setup is? I believe you're asking what is an H4L4 setup. It's an H4L4 failure. And if you look in the frequently asked questions, right, there is a link in the frequently asked questions in the description, and that question is answered. So you can check out that link. But because there's absolutely nothing going on right now on this chart, I will explain to us. So let's see if we can find a nice L4 H4 setup. Okay, here's one. Here's also another one. So the market loves to move in twos, but sometimes it moves in fours because it's just two-legged pullbacks. So here's a two-legged pullback here, and here is another two-legged pullback. So an H4 L4 setup is simply two-legged pullbacks in a row, but you can see it with a magenta 4. So once the 4 pushes up, typically there is a reversal, and we can see it here as well. A, B, C, right? That's one two-legged pullback, and then you have another two-legged pullback. A, B, C. This is a higher low second entry, and this also, right, is after 4 pushes down. So 4 pushes up, 4 pushes down, and the market reverses. Here you don't get as much of a, you know, swing here, but you still get a nice 2 or 3 point, or you know, you get 1 to 2 point scalp here, which is a pretty good trade. So the H4L4 is basically simply 4 pushes down or 4 pushes up, and the market typically likes to reverse here. We do have a lower high second entry short here, pandas, and it's below the 20 EMA, and we have a clear target at the bottom of our trading range, but we're in a strong bull trend, pandas, and I'm just sitting on my pause here, even though I think this is about like a 70% chance, 60% chance maybe to come back to the bottom of the trading range here. 60% chance. But with that outside bar reversal, I would not even enter with that outside bar reversal. So I'm just completely skipping this trade, but I'm just trying to read the price action to see what happens here. If we do come back to the bottom of the trading range, I'm actually interested in going long if we do come to the bottom of this trading range, thinking that this is going to be a failed breakdown and we're going to come back up to the top of the trading range. I will swing that trade, and I might do a scale-in trade, one scale-in on stream here. Gaza says, asks, what indicator is this for TradingView? There is no indicator here on TradingView. I might make one. But the thing is that it becomes open sourced, and TradingView does not have a way to protect your code. NinjaTrader has a way to protect your code, and so that's why I'm using NinjaTrader. Also, I love the platform. The platform is very good. It feels like it gamifies trading for me. And so it just makes it that much easier. I use hotkeys to enter trades and get out of trades, and so it makes me feel like, you know, it makes it more interactive for me. Plus, very easy to visualize my trading. And so right now, there's nothing on TradingView. I might make a project. I might do a TradingView indicator, but we shall see. We shall see. That probably will be down the road. I'm not sure anytime soon. Is a two-legged pullback one of the best strategies with a high win rate? In my opinion, it is the best strategy to scalp. And it has a high win rate if you can read price action. And that's what we're doing on stream every single day live. Hopefully be able to read the price action as best as possible. Brian just said there's a bunch of custom community indicators on TradingView where the source code is locked. Is there? Huh. I may have to look into that then. If that's the case, I may have to look into that. I think the other problem is that I cannot license TradingView indicators, and so it might be locked, so the source code is covered, but basically anyone can give it to anyone, right? Like, let's say I give it to this gentleman here, Gaza, and then he goes, hey, I'm going to just put this on a Google Drive. Anyone can download it, use it, and he can just give it for free. In fact, he could even sell it if he wanted to, and I would have no idea if he wanted to sell that indicator, right? You know, so that's the problem, right? There's no way to license the trading view indicator. So if, you know, if let's say Gaza bought it, he could sell it, and I could do nothing about it. Pandas, my pandas, we do have... I will trade a trap to the short side here, pandas. I think we have enough evidence here that this is going to start converting into trading range. So if we do pop up here and reverse, I will take a trap to the bottom of the trading range here. I think that for me is enough evidence for me to go short, because we'll be clearly under the 20 EMA. Might come back to the bottom of the trading range here. Again, the 20 point profit was good. Taking that 20 points, which makes me happy that I almost called a top here, but you know, it is what it is. Gaza as what's the name of this chart? It's Ninja Trader. I don't know what digit trading is, but it's Ninja Trader. Ninja, like I'm a ninja. David asks, will you consider doing a trial for your trading range indicator? Maybe. Maybe. Pandas by pandas, we might not even get our setup, but like I said, 60% chance to come back to the bottom of this trading range after the second entry failed. After the second entry short here with a nice signal bar, but pandas, we're sitting on our pause here. Now we're under the 20 EMA, closing beneath the 20 EMA with a decent bear bar. Bears are showing their strength now. We're starting to convert this bull trend into a trading range. And in my opinion, if we come down here, I'm going to look to fade a breakout off the bottom of this trading range, and I will do it with half contracts, and I will scale in one time. Almost made a scalp here. Makes an absolute scalp. Beautiful. I can tell because there's no magenta or yellow box around this super signal, so I know we made at least 6 ticks, which is an absolute scalp. For those who went short here, congrats. Very, very, not very, very risky short, because like I said, there's about a 40 or 60% chance to come back to the bottom of the trading range, which is what we're showing ourselves right now to be doing. But I wanted that trap trade to get that 60% up to a 80% chance. If we had a trap, right, if we had that second entry long and trap to the other side, I would say that's about an 80% chance, or to at least scalp out, and then even higher chance than 60 to get to the bottom of the trading range. Still sitting on our pause here. Gaza says, is replay chart usable in Ninja Trader? Yes, it is. It's actually pretty good. They store a lot of data when you do the replay, and so the rendering is very good for every bar. So you can do like a tick by tick replay of the entire day, and it's actually pretty accurate. Even with the order, like your fills, sometimes, you know, with the fills, it will even be accurate because it keeps track of all the fills as well. Just waiting here, pandas. I'm not going to go long here because we're clearly under the 20 MA now. Not going to go long here. I would like it to come back to the bottom of the trading range before going long. So I'm not interested in going long here. I need it to actually come back to the bottom of the trading range in order for me to go long. So actually it hasn't gone far enough. Pandas, for those who go long here, thoughts and prayers to you. You can make a point potentially. Something's weird here, right? When you have a Pikachu trade failing to make a point, when you have a trap failing to make a point here on the long side, on a strong uptrend, something is up here, right? The bulls are starting to lose their strength, right? Their control over the market, and the bears are starting to come in, but most likely will turn to a trading range rather than a full-on reversal, because bulls are fighting here still. Pandas, my pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Do appreciate you guys joining the stream. Thoughts and prayers for anyone going long here. Thoughts and prayers for anyone going long, not recognizing all the failures to go long here. Thoughts and prayers for those going long. It could make a point, but sketchy in my opinion. Still room to the bottom of the trading range. Like I said, thoughts and prayers for those who went long here. We're reversing. Actually creating a trap trade to the downside here. Barely enough room to the bottom of the trading range, and so I'm sitting on my pause here. And I actually will look to fade this breakout. I would like it to actually break out to the bottom here. I want to fade it. That means I want to go long, right? I want to go opposite what's happening. So when the breakout I think the breakout's going to fail, I'm going to reverse the trade. So I'm looking for reversal. Fading is basically reversing or going opposite of the current, whatever it's doing. The 5-minute does have a two-legged pullback in midair. It is a two-legged pullback in midair. Oh boy. It's a two-legged pullback in midair, and this could actually be strong. Even though it's midair, it's still a two-legged pullback. That price action is still there. Boy, oh boy. But I'm not looking interested in that one. As I mentioned, the L4 setup, right? This L4 setup does trigger on the 5-minute chart. And the L4 is actually starting to reverse the market. You can see with the 4 here, 4 pushes up. The next reversal is more than a point. It's actually a swing right now. Oh, that trap triggers on a 2K chart, pandas. That trap does trigger on a 2K chart. We're gonna... oh man, this is crazy. Sitting on our pause though. I mean, this price action right here, the immediate price action is so choppy. I don't think it's gonna go very far. I really don't think we're gonna have a strong breakdown here. But if we have a breakdown, I'm planning to fade it, pandas. I wanted to fade this breakout here. I really do. And I will fade it with half my contracts. And I will scale in. So I'm going to actually use only one contract. Sam GKS, do you have any tips on entering a trade on a big signal bar? I do. Either don't enter it because it's too large, or reduce your contract sizes by half, or if you reduce your contracts by half, in my opinion, what you should do is, if you want to enter that trade, you should reduce your contracts by half and actually get double the amount that you typically would. So you say, typically you go for 1 point, reduce your contracts by half, right, and get 2 points. So for 2 points. So your risk reward is still good, and your probabilities are pretty much the same. That's what I would do for big signal bars. I go half the size and also try to get double what I typically get. So at the end, you make the same amount of money on that scalp. But you don't lose the full amount on the big signal bar. You see what I'm saying? You know, if you, let's say like you want to enter here, or let's say if we go to the 10K, right, and you want to like trade this signal bar, right, if you trade half your contract sizes, then you will lose pretty much the same you would normally lose if you do get stopped out. but you will make the same amount if you get double. If you shoot for double. Thoughts and prayers to those who went long there. Seriously. Thoughts and prayers. This is not looking good for those who went long right here. And you just got stopped out with that one tick. But we're looking for a failed breakdown to go long here. But in my opinion, we actually are in this downtrend. It's hard to trade against this. Hard to fade it without, with this downtrend still being here. I mean, if the downtrend blocks me making a point, I probably can't enter it. This trap does fail though. That's also a thing to note. Trap fails. Alright, this long, I'd be more interested in this long than this long. But I wish we were closer to the bottom of the trading range and this trend line also blocking us. So I'm not interested in going long here at all. Sitting on our pause. Everyone's asking what program I'm using for this animation, and the thing is, this is not an animation. This is my face. I am actually a 3D panda. Ooh, what did I say? 60% chance. Come back to the bottom of the trading range. And this is where we're at. Bottom of the trading range. I wish we had that trap trade to make that an 80% chance. And I would have taken that. But... yeah, make sure you guys scalp that like button if you guys are enjoying the content. If you like to support the stream, helps me out a lot. It's basically one of the best things you can do for the stream. We are at the bottom of the trading range, pandas, and we are finally here. It took us forever to get here. Surely took us forever to get here. We finally are here. The 20 EMA on the 5-minute might act as a magnet for us. It wants to touch the 20 EMA on the 5-minute. I want to fade whatever breakout though happens here. Any reversal, I almost want to fade it though. But we're still in a downtrend here. With a good signal bar, I'll fade it and I'll scale in one time. And that'll be my last trade for the day. I need a good signal bar. Give me a decent signal bar enough, and I'll go long here. As long as this trading range is still here and valid. I mean, to me, this is a clear trading range. Price action right now, gotta go long here. You have to fade this, in my opinion. Waiting. It's about 1.5 points until it hits the the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. I'm watching the 5-minute chart closely. Going long here, pandas. One contract going long. Decent signal bar. Trying to fade this breakout. Micro double bottom. If it goes lower, I'm actually not interested anymore. If it actually goes one tick lower, I'm no longer interested in that. Right? This is basically 2-bar trading range. And as we know, trading range typically fail. And if it comes all the way back up, I'm not interested in going long here because we made one tick lower here. That means we can get one tick higher and reverse. Not interested in that long. Sorry. Trading range indicator is a custom indicator. You can find it at tweleggedpullback.com. It uses price action to actually identify trading ranges. It actually counts the amount of times we hit a certain point, and using that information, using price action, you actually get your trading ranges here. I don't like this long because we actually broke below it, came back up, making it 2-bar trading range. And if this is on a smaller time frame, this is a trading range. Most likely, most trading ranges fail to break out, and so it's the same rules, right? Even if it's 2 bars, right? On a smaller time frame, this is a trading range, and that breakout will most likely fail to the long. Fail to break out here, fail to break out there, most likely. Like we're showing ourselves right now to be doing. I will take this H4 setup. If this trading range is still valid, I'm looking to take an H4 setup to come back into our trading range here. Beautiful signal bar to go short, but I'm not interested in going short. I'm interested in going long. I will take an H4 setup here. Preferably not an outside bar reversal. 5-minute chart. As you can see, we are basically at the 20 EMA, so no unfinished business on the 5-minute. Basically, if it comes back up, the 20 EMA will come up to the bottom of that candle. Priming my order here. This might be easy peasy, easy money right here. One scale in trade, scaling in one time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My stop loss is 8 points because I'm having my contract sizes in half. And so I'm ready for one scale in, and I'm willing to lose $400 on this trade. That's $400. I'm willing to lose it. I typically would lose $800, but I'm okay losing $400 here to get this fading this breakout, potential fading. And I'm going to try to come in and get at least a scalp here. But I'm already looking to scale in. That's why I already cut my contracts in half here. Only one contract right now. Trying to fade this breakout, or fade this trading range, right? To break out the trading range. Sitting on my pause. So on the next good signal bar, I'm going to I'm actually going to, on the next good signal bar, I'm going to go in long. I need a good signal bar here. And I know this looks very scary, but pandas, don't worry, because we've already calculated our risk here. We already calculated it, knowing that I'm okay 100% losing this trade because it's only one contract. And that looks very scary, I know, for a lot of us. When we see a big push down like that, it's very scary for a lot of us. But not for this panda. This panda has a plan, and we're sticking to our plan. Just sitting on my paws, waiting for a good signal bar to go long. And we're looking to fade this trading range. It's clearly shown here. I would like a decent signal bar. If we get a decent signal bar, I look to go long. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it like this. And I'm going to wait for a good signal bar within here. I need a good signal bar. This is not a good signal bar at the moment. This might be a good signal bar, and I'll maybe go long on this signal bar. But if you scale in, you have to be precise. Like, your scaling has to be good here. Because now, basically, I'm only able to lose here 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4 points here. And this 4 points would be my $400. So this is where I would typically lose my trade, and I will be okay losing this. Scale in one time here, and it looks like it's gonna stop me out here. And that's my $400 loss. And I know I'm gonna lose. It looks like I'm gonna lose this trade, but pandas, I'm completely okay losing this because this was a calculated loss. And at the end, I'm only risking $400 at the end, no matter what. And so I came in here, right, thinking we can reverse back into the trading range, which is good trade in my opinion. It reversed on us, but right, we're willing to do one scale in and not losing more than we would on any typical trade here, which is again $400. And so we could lose this trade, that'd be $400 loss, but completely okay with that. This was all calculated, and this is how you scale in, right? You want to fade these breakouts, right? That's how you do it. You want to fade these trading ranges on these failed breakouts. This is the way to do it. And you know, even though I'm going to lose this trade, I still don't mind losing this because it was calculated. So we're going to end with a loss there, but that's how you would do it. If you want to fade this trading range, I should have waited for the two-leg pullback here. I actually might enter again here long, and I might enter with 2 contracts here and try to scale in or try to swing this back to the top. But that does stop me out, but I might try again one more time here to fade this one last time if we get a good signal bar. But as for the stream, let's see here. If we can do this right now, I'll do it. And I will swing this for a couple points here, thinking this trading range, this breakout will fail. Give me a decent signal bar, I'd be interested. Signal bar is not good enough for me. Not interested. Alright, pandas. That's it for today's stream. I know I ended with an L on that last trade, but it's all good, pandas, right? Because that's how you scale in, right? That's how you typically scale in a trade. And yeah, honestly, I probably would have waited a little bit longer for a better setup near closer to the bottom, but it's all good. Some edutainment there for you guys. But pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, and hope you guys trade safe. And as always, happy trading. God bless.